Hi everyone, it's me, Bladecharge. So, RWBY has officially been bought by Viz Media, which is kind of weird because I think they're owned sort of by Crunchyroll, and Crunchyroll used on RWBY or something like that, or whatever. But because of that, people have been talking about RWBY and their fanfics of RWBY, and they're fixing the RWBY and other stuff related to RWBY. And I used to do RWBY stuff on the channel. So basically, I want to talk about one of my fanfic things that I had when I was in college. No, I'm not in debt. Stop it. Anyways, so I wanted to tell you one of them at the very least. I had several. So this is a Marvel and RWBY crossover, which we will probably never get a Marvel and RWBY crossover because a DC and RWBY crossover happened. So basically, you have Tony and Bruce working together to create a portal network type of thing. They were creating portals to help them get to other locations around the world faster, which I did kind of tell Fatman Fallen this, if you know him, and he actually agreed that Tony would probably do something like that, like try to make portals to get to other places to the planet faster so they can help out people faster. But basically, there would be this issue with the portal at one point during the night would make it go haywire and such, and Tony, Steve, Rhodes, who would be there, and Natalia would try to stop it as long with three other people that I would talk about, but they can't, and they get sucked into the portal and end up in the RWBY universe somehow. So they basically get isekai via portal. So I didn't really want to put too many powerful people into the RWBY verse, because if you put Bruce in there and he goes into Hulk mode, you know he's gonna mess up it. Literally almost every single character in the RWBY. You know, they ain't stopping him. So the three characters that went in there are teenagers, because I was gonna have a team for team, and this fanfic was gonna be centered around the team and the other Marvel characters. So we had Rhodes, who had a son. I think I named him Dustin or something like that. I don't have the documents with me anymore, so I don't remember. Then Bruce, he had an adopted son who had a mutation that basically made him a vampire. And which I know that probably sounds kind of stupid, but he did but I did want to give him like you know the Bloodborne like axe weapon, or like chain blade axe thingy. I'll show it up on this. Wait, hold on, let me get the actual name of it. Oh yeah, sorry, the cleaver, the Bloodborne cleaver. I was actually gonna give him to that, which I thought was neat. And the fourth person that would go to the party would be a father, so to say. And the other one, the last one, was going to be a son that Tony didn't know that he had from one of his one night stands with this random girl. He sent him to go to Tony to try to take care of him and such, because she can't help him anymore, because I think I gave her cancer or something like that. So she would hit the bed, and eventually Tony took him in, and all the evidence that he gathered proved that Tony was his biological father. So there's that. So they get sucked in with the four, and they ended up into the RWBYverse. The fourth member of the team was going to be a Rhino Bonus. I forget what I was going to name him. I think he would be blind, but he would have like a big tower shield, I think. He would have a big tower shield. One of the two. One of the two. I can't remember. So, Tony, would. So after they arrived there, they, you know, but they were keeping Amber. They would somehow, some way get over there. Of course, they feel like and such because the portal just sucked them in like it's a black hole, and they go on the other side. And there was Glenda, Oobleck, oh sorry, not Oobleck, Ozpin, and I think maybe Crow was there. There was some hostile tensions. They fought a little bit, but Natalia was able to pretty much put Glenda in a bad spot, and they calmed down and talked and discussed everything over. So Ozpin really doesn't believe the story, but he has to. But he has to because it's the only explanation they have, and they don't know what some of this are either. So what ends up happening is that Ozpin will give them a place to stay for at least for a while until they'll get off their feet. So Steve and Natalia, even though they don't got semblances, which when they're available, we'll get them. I think like beforehand I made it or after. They get their semblances and they apply to be teachers because they can at least be like combat teachers or something to begin. Like this was also a test for them being hunters. Since they managed to impress Ozpin and Glenda a bit. I gave Natalia just the capabilities of Stealth and I think being able to attack while Stealth. And Steve had like a kinetic grip. Like he can like kinetically grip an object and pull it to him, away from him or something like that. That basically makes it easier for him to get a shield. And yes, Steve has a shield. Captain America got a shield. Rhodes, I don't really remember what I had him doing. I never finished a fanfic, by the way. I should just state that. Tony, he was getting into the business of making planes, making aircraft basically, and selling them. And I actually had a college mate help me with this, and he said, then we would think about when Ozpin asked Tony how was he able to have a successful plane business or starting to have one. Tony would stay through the bush for bullshit, through bullshit. Just plain old BS. Yeah. The character, so the vampire guy, he would. I forget what semblance I gave him. As well as Rhodes' son. I did give, I think, Tony's son a solar flash as a semblance. The other dude, I also forget. This is what I mean when I did finish it. I barely got that far, really. I didn't even give Tony a semblance or Rhodes a semblance. The other two sure, but those two no. But during this time as well, Ozpin would, Tony would be trying to recreate his Iron Man suit. And his son, who doesn't really have that good a relationship with, has like a pseudo version of a shield. Like he got like the gauntlets and like I guess like a chest piece to it or whatever that helps him fly and such. He's not good. His main purpose is like tech. He's not good defensively, but he can like go around and start blasting and maybe even like punching people. So got metal hands. So that would help. Yeah, squeaks. Let's see, Dustin would be like a young guy, I believe. listed like a gun user OC, and I know guns are weak in RWBY, but he would have melee stuff as well, so like, okay. And it's not just like a simple handgun. Nah, man, he's gonna be fancy. I was like thinking of giving him like an assault rifle or melee weapon combination or something like that. I'm not too sure. Again, the fondest friend who's a rhino who's gonna join the team had like this showering shield type of thing that he would use. Maybe he had like a melee weapon, but he like inherited the shield from his family or something. I mean, tower shields can be pretty useful, but they're not that great offensively. So you will need like some sort of offensive weapon. I mean, shield bashing's great and all, but still. And like the vampire guy, like I said, he would use the cleaver from Bloodborne. Able to extend it for long range melee, unextended for short range, that sort of thing. I think it gave him like some sort of like blood related semblance, which, oh yeah, that's so great. Yeah, sure, give a blood related semblance to a vampire who needs blood. Oh sure, everything will go swimmingly. Or maybe it was an enhanced physical body enhancement. I'm not too sure. Dang it, I got rated. I don't have what I wrote down for it. But at this point we were like a volume 3 during this time, so Tony would be able to give Cinda was going to give Cinda after he figured out it was her and such. Was going to fly around and find her, be like, hello, and then stop blasting. And such, engaging combat. Because at that time, he finally finished his suit as well as Rhodes. I don't really know what the relationship would be like, to be honest. And what the foe would be doing is they would be trying to help clean up the top area, and Deva can do her thing, but they would go into the city and help mop up. They would probably actually maybe try to get to the communication tower along with Iron Man and Rhodes, and maybe prevent Pierre's, death. I didn't know where else. I don't know where else I would go after that. I really didn't think it through all that much, as you can see. But if you guys like the fanfic idea or whatnot, leave a like. Tell me about what you think about it. Subscribe if you want to see more content from me. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.